Instant read thermometers are a must-have item for people who love to barbecue and grill. Today we're taking 6 different thermometers and putting them through a series of 15 tests to see if any of them are worth your hard-earned money. My first instant read thermometer was a cheap unit that I was given as a Christmas gift years ago, and I was bummed that it didn't last long and started giving me problems after just a few months of use. Now that experience is what inspired me to shoot this video. The thermometers we're testing today range from as little as $35 to as much as $149, so we can certainly expect that there will be as great of a range in performance. Now the purpose of this video is to help you decide if the higher price is worth the added value those thermometers offer. Let's start with which models are going to be involved in this head-to-head. Now first up is the Maverick PT51, the new ThermoWorks Thermopop 2, the ThermoPro TP620, the Chef's Temp Final Touch X10, the ThermoWorks ThermoPen 1, and last but not least, the Fireboard Spark. We're going to be evaluating each thermometer based on the criteria that I personally care the most about when it comes to temping my barbecued and grilled meats. We'll be covering everything from speed, accuracy, if it's waterproof, magnetic, good for left-handers, and more. The list is long, so instead of talking about it, let's dive into each test, starting with how each unit is built. The Thermopop 2 is rather straightforward. You simply take the probe out of the sheath and push the button on the back to turn it on. Now all of the other thermometers in the group will automatically power on when the probe swings into the open position. The Maverick, the ThermoPro, and the Chef's Temp all have a way to be hung from a grill hook, while the ThermoPen, the Spark, and the Thermopop don't have that ability. Now the Spark is the only unit out of the bunch to accept an external probe as well, so it can be used as a leave-in thermometer as well as an instant read. Now one thing we notice quickly is that it's important to note if the screen will change directions depending on how you're holding it. The ThermoPen 1, the Thermopop 2, and the Fireboard Spark all have automatic 4-way rotating screens, so no matter how you're holding them, you'll always be able to read the display. The ThermoPro and Chef's Temp have screens that work 2 ways, and the Maverick screen is set without the ability to rotate automatically. Now the Maverick has the ability to manually change the screen orientation with a button push on the front of the unit. Now if you're left-handed, you for sure want to know which of these will work well for you. The Thermopop is a natural. Since the probe doesn't swing and it's in a set position, it's perfect for lefties. The Chef's Temp and the Maverick both swivel around 270 degrees, allowing you to hold the thermometer and probe at a right angle. Now the Chef's Temp screen will automatically flip over for lefties, but the Maverick will not. Now the Spark, ThermoPen, and the ThermoPro swivel open about 180 degrees, but not the full 270 that is a true help to left-handed individuals. Waterproof ratings are important for this type of device because it helps determine how the unit can be cleaned after use. The ratings come in anywhere from IP65 to IP67, so let's look at what that means. IP stands for ingress protection, and the first digit indicates protection from solids, and the second digit indicates protection from liquids. Now for both digits, the higher the number, the better the protection. So let's start with the IP65 rating. This includes the ThermoPro TP620, and it says that this unit is protected against low pressure jets of water. Now the Fireboard Spark earned an IP66 rating, which means that it is protected against high pressure jets of water. Now finally, the ThermoWorks ThermoPen 1, the Thermopop 2, the Chef's Temp X10, and the Maverick PT51, all 4 earned an IP67 rating, which means they can resist short periods of immersion in water while under pressure between 15 centimeters and 1 meter. So in the application of cleaning your thermometers, the ThermoPen 1, Thermopop 2, Chef's Temp, and Maverick would supposedly all be safe to throw in a sink of water for less than 30 minutes. The Fireboard Spark shouldn't be submerged in the sink, but would be fine to run under the faucet. And the ThermoPro would probably be safest just wiped down with the cloth rather than testing with running water. One question that I wondered about these units was which ones I could stick to my fridge or my grill. A magnet goes a long way to help me make sure it's in the right place where I need it. So we tested the magnets and here's how it went. The Thermopin 1 does not have a magnet. The Thermopop doesn't either, and neither does the Maverick PT51. The Thermopro TP620 has a magnet, but it's really weak, so it kind of hangs onto the fridge and sags, and the Chef's Temp has a magnet that sticks quite well. But the absolute winner of the group, though, was the Fireboard Spark, and this magnet is solid. It snaps into place on the fridge like it's never leaving, so if you like a magnetic thermometer, this one is legit. Changing the battery is something that needs to be done on instant read thermometers, and there are 3 types of batteries present in our 6 models. The Fireboard Spark has an internal lithium-ion battery that's rechargeable, so it's by far the easiest to work with since there's no battery change needed. The Thermopin 1, the Thermopro, and the Chef's Temp all use AAA batteries and have a screw-on battery door that you'll need a Phillips screwdriver to remove. The Thermopop 2 and the Maverick both use CR2032 batteries, and you can twist open the battery door with a coin for an easy switch. Now, all 6 thermometers have a backlight to ensure that you can see at night, but there's a definitive difference between how easy they are to read in the dark. The Chef's Temp and the Thermopin had the dimmest backlights when viewed in the dark, but they're still readable. The Maverick is quite bright at night, but I noticed as we were testing it that at certain angles, the readout all but disappears. As long as you're relatively straight on with it, you're good to go, but this was interesting to play with as we worked with it. The Thermopop 2, the Fireboard Spark, and Thermopro, all 3 had the brightest screens, but I would rank the Fireboard Spark as the best since it offers the ability to adjust brightness and contrast in the settings. Now, if you're prone to setting things down and forgetting to turn them off like we are, having an auto off and an auto wake feature is a huge battery saver in our family. The Maverick doesn't have a sleep mode. The Thermopop 2 will automatically turn off after 10 minutes, but you'll need to press the power button to get it to register again. The Chef's Temp will go to sleep after 3 minutes and will auto wake when you pick it back up. The Fireboard Spark will sleep after 90 seconds and will wake upon pickup. The Thermopro will sleep after 60 seconds and will wake when you pick it back up. And the Thermopin 1 will sleep between 10 seconds and 3 minutes, selectable by the end user, and wake when you pick it back up. Now, changing between Fahrenheit and Celsius is pretty easy on most of these units. On the Fireboard Spark, it's done in settings using the single button that's found on the side of the unit. It's pretty intuitive as short and long presses help navigate and select through the menu. I was able to change to Celsius in about 10 seconds. To make this adjustment on the Thermopop 2, hold down the back button for 3 seconds upon startup. The Thermopin 1 and Chef's Temp both have a button hidden behind the battery door to make the switch. The Maverick and the Thermopro both have buttons on the back that makes the change with one press, definitely the easiest out of our grouping. Now it's time to check the real-world performance of each of these thermometers, but before we do, if you're into outdoor cooking, grilling, and barbecue, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining us as we publish new content every week to help make you more confident in the kitchen and in front of the grill. In a moment, you're going to see us test each of these thermometers in boiling water, in an ice bath, and in a 130-degree sous vide to represent a medium rare steak. Now, as we do, we will naturally be comparing each thermometer to the next, but maybe more importantly, we'll be comparing our real-world results with what performance each thermometer brand claims. We gave every thermometer 3 attempts at each test. We started the timer the second the tip of the probe hit the water, and we took the best time of the 3, and that's what we're reporting back to you. Now, what we learned in this testing is that it's incredibly hard to test thermometers without a proper testing lab. In order to make it fair to every brand represented here, we worked for over a week trying to come up with a way to make sure each test was fair and even, with each thermometer having a fair shot at achieving their best results. That being said though, we are not a testing lab and we did our best with each test. In this video, we're going to be testing each thermometer to the brand's claims for accuracy and speed, and here's what that looks like. The ThermoWorks Thermopop 2 has an accuracy of plus or minus 1 degree Fahrenheit with a 2 to 3 second response time. The Maverick PT51 claims an accuracy of plus or minus 0.9 degrees Fahrenheit with a speed of under 3 seconds. The ThermoPro TP620 is next with an accuracy of plus or minus 0.9 degrees Fahrenheit in 2 to 3 seconds. The Chef's Temp X10 states that it's accurate within 0.7 degrees Fahrenheit with a speed of 1 second. The Fireboard Spark is accurate to within plus or minus 0.7 degrees Fahrenheit within 1 second, and the ThermoWorks ThermoPen 1 is accurate to within half a degree Fahrenheit within 1 second. So in order to test each thermometer for accuracy and speed, we're going to measure how quickly they hit each of the target accuracy points. We'll measure how quickly they can get to 1 degree, 0.9 degrees, 0.7 degrees, all the way down to half a degree. Now, in some cases, some units won't hit their goals. In others, they'll exceed them. This is going to be fun, so strap in and let's get going. We all know that water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's always a logical point to test a thermometer's performance. However, it turns out that elevation and barometric pressure play into the equation as well. So it turns out that today, where we live, water actually boils at 211.23 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, there's a handy calculator over on the ThermoWorks website where you can put in your elevation and barometric pressure at the time of testing, and that's how we came up with our boiling point today. The Thermopop 2 came to within 1 degree in 2.43 seconds, well within the 2 to 3 seconds claimed by ThermoWorks. Now, the Thermopop is limited to only 3 digits, so at this temperature, there's no tenth of a degree available, so it's a score of not applicable for the other measurement points. The ThermoPro is next, measuring within 0.7 degrees at 1.73 seconds. The Maverick was next, measuring to within 0.5 degrees in 1.50 seconds. Chef's Temp followed the Maverick at 1.47 seconds to 1 degree, 1.9 seconds to 0.7 degrees, and 2.27 seconds to 0.5 degrees. The Fireboard Spark was our second fastest to 0.7 degree accuracy in 1.10 seconds and to 0.5 degree accuracy in 1.42 seconds. The ThermoWorks ThermoPen 1 was accurate to within 0.5 degrees in 1.0 seconds for our fastest thermometer to read boiling water. The ice bath test is up next, and it's a race to read 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, we're following the instructions for preparing an ice bath, where you fill a container full of ice, then add just enough water so that the ice doesn't float. After letting that sit for a minute, we insert the probe and move the probe around in the ice bath so we're not up against the ice itself, and ensure that we're getting a proper reading of the water temperature. That's why the thermometers are being swished back and forth. Now, the Maverick comes in last place on this test because we were unable to get the unit to read within 1 degree at this temperature. The Chef's Temp comes in 5th place, taking 3.63 seconds to read within 1 degree of accuracy and never getting any closer than the 1 degree in all 3 of our attempts. The ThermoPro comes in 4th place, taking 3.52 seconds to read within 0.9 degrees and never getting any closer to the target. The Thermopop 2 comes in 3rd, taking 3.03 seconds to read within 1 degree. The ThermoPen 1 comes in 2nd, taking 1.02 seconds to read within 1 degree and 1.35 seconds to read within 0.5 degrees. And the Fireboard Spark is the winner of the ice bath test in our testing, taking exactly 1.00 seconds to read within half a degree of accuracy. Now, next we wanted to test a medium rare temperature, which is important to me because that's how I like my steaks. I pull my steaks off the grill between 125 and 130, so we're choosing 130 to be our testing number. The Thermopop 2 claims last place with a time of 2.17 seconds to read within 1 degree. Now, it's last place, but it's exactly what the manufacturer claims that it will do, within 1 degree in 2 to 3 seconds. The ThermoPro comes in 5th place at 1.82 seconds to read within half a degree. The X10 takes 4th place with a time of 1.2 seconds to get to 1 degree and 1.63 seconds to read within half a degree. The Maverick comes in 3rd, taking 1.15 seconds to read within 0.7 degrees. It never got to within half a degree, but it's incredibly fast when compared to the company's claim that it can get a reading in under 3 seconds. 1.15 seconds is crazy fast when 3 seconds is the goal. Now the Fireboard Spark takes second place with 1.10 seconds to read within 0.7 degrees and 1.42 seconds to hit the half a degree mark, which leaves the ThermoWorks ThermoPen 1 in first place for this test, taking 0.88 seconds, less than a second, to read within 0.7 degrees of accuracy and 1.2 seconds to hit within half a degree. Now, to oversimplify the results in the medium steak test, they're all crazy fast, and that's important if you're cooking steak over a hot grill. There's a massive range of coverage when it comes to warranties as well, starting with the Maverick PT51 and Fireboard Spark, which come with a 1-year warranty. The ThermoWorks ThermoPop comes with a 2-year warranty, and both the ThermoPro and the Chef's Temp come with a 3-year warranty. Now the ThermoWorks ThermoPen 1 comes with an industry-leading 5-year warranty and is the only model in our group at 5 years. Now we've looked through a ton of stats and run through quite a few tests, but as we know, not all instant read thermometers are created equal and therefore aren't priced the same. The least expensive thermometer in our group is the Maverick PT51, costing only $34.99. Now the brand new ThermoWorks ThermoPop 2 is only a penny more, costing $35 even. The ThermoPro TP620 is third at $49.99, with the Chef's Temp Final Touch X10 in fourth at $69.99. The ThermoWorks ThermoPen 1 is the second most expensive at a new lower price of $99, and the most expensive of the bunch is the Fireboard Spark, coming in at $149 to bring one home. Now there's obviously some price versus value points that you can make here, so let's discuss. You can buy 4 Maverick PT51 thermometers for the price of a Fireboard Spark. Now, is the Spark a better thermometer with more features than the Maverick? Well, the tests would say yes, and I would hope so for quadruple the price. Now, would a ThermoPop 2, which is just a penny more than the Maverick, do just about the same as a Spark in most instant temperature readings? Also, yes. Is the Spark more fun to work with than the ThermoPop 2? Again, yes. Would you rather have 4 ThermoPop 2s instead of a Spark? That's for you to decide. The ThermoPen 1 is $50 less than the Spark, so is it worth the extra money for the ability to attach a leave-in probe and utilize remote device monitoring for long cooks? I think that's really all in how you plan to use it. If you're just using it as an instant read thermometer to check internal temp and feel for doneness, the Spark may be overkill and you'd be better served with the ThermoPen 1. Now, if you'd like to use the Spark to sync to your existing Fireboard or use it with the app as a wireless thermometer with a single probe as well as an instant read to read the internal temps and check for feel, then the Spark is a winner hands down for you. Now, would you go wrong if you bought the more budget-friendly Maverick or Chef's Temp or ThermoPro units? Not at all, but you just have to realize that we're not comparing apples to apples here. The lower the price, the fewer the features, and speed in general shows a decrease. To find the overall results, let's go category by category and see who came out on top. For design, the Fireboard Spark is the winner there for a robust feature set. We had a tie in the screen rotation test with the ThermoPen 1, Fireboard Spark, and ThermoPop 2 all taking first place. The left-handed test had the ThermoWorks ThermoPop 2 as the winner, and the waterproof test had a 4-way tie with the ThermoPen 1, ThermoPop 2, Chef's Temp, and the Maverick all at an IP67 rating. For the magnetic test, the Fireboard Spark took top honors, and the Spark also won the battery test for an internal lithium-ion rechargeable battery. The Maverick and ThermoPro tied for first in our Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion test, and the Spark came in first with the best backlight and screen visibility in the dark. The ThermoPen 1 gets the win in the sleep mode category for maximum flexibility, and the Spark, ThermoPen 1, and the ThermoPro tie 3 ways for their auto wake features. The boiling water test found the ThermoPen 1 in first place, as did the medium steak test, while the ice bath test had the Spark as the winner. The ThermoPen 1 wins with a 5-year warranty, and in the price department, I think the ThermoPop 2 and the Maverick are both winners, coming in right at $35. If my math is correct, that means the ThermoWorks ThermoPen 1 and the Fireboard Spark tied for first place with 7 category wins each. The ThermoPop 2 came in second with 4 category wins. Coming in third place, the Maverick took 3 category wins. Chef's Temp X10 and ThermoPro tied for last place with 2 category wins each. So how do you decide which thermometer is for you after taking in all this data? Well, here's my take. The ThermoPop 2 punches above its price point here, winning 4 categories, which I think speaks to the value of what retails as a $35 thermometer. The Fireboard Spark is the Cadillac of instant read thermometers. There's pretty much no feature or accessory that's been left off the Spark, so if you're wanting more than an instant read, this one is the one that you're looking for. Now, the Thermopin 1 is still the best instant read thermometer I've used for a couple of reasons. First, it just feels right in my hand. I don't question how I should hold it like I do with some of the others in this head-to-head. And second, it's just fast. When I'm over a hot grill and I want to get in and get out as fast as possible, that's the one for me. Now lastly, it's the 5-year warranty. Instant read thermometers around here get a ton of use, and I'm not easy on them, and I want a warranty that will stand up to the level of use that I give them. So, those are my thoughts. Now, which one of these instant reads is the right one for you? Now, that's really for you and your budget to decide. So drop a comment below and let us know which instant read thermometer wins for you, because what's right for me doesn't necessarily mean that it's right for you. So drop a comment and let's continue the discussion. Now, if you'd like to see us go more in depth with the Thermopin 1, that video is already out and we'll leave a link in the description below and up here in the card. If you're interested in seeing us take a deeper dive into the features and operation of the Fireboard Spark, that review is coming soon to the channel, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss it. Now, if outdoor cooking is your thing, please consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button here on YouTube, and if you're not a subscriber yet, there's no better time than right now, because it's giveaway time. That's right, we're giving away the Pit Boss K24 Kamado, and you can win this exact grill and see the Barbecue Lab in person when you pick it up. Now, all you need to do to enter is be a subscriber here on the YouTube channel and head over to our website and opt in for email alerts, where we let you know about sales in the outdoor cooking world and the techniques and recipes that'll raise your cooking game. Now, the contest winner will be announced on Black Friday, so make sure you're registered to win. Now, all the bloopers and the behind-the-scenes shenanigans can be found on social media, so join us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and more to see what happens that we just can't put on YouTube. Now, help us answer the question, what should we review next? We have a survey on our website where you get to tell us what you think we should do a deep dive review on next, and the top 10 vote getters are on there with a place for you to write in your ideas. So click the link up here in the card or down in the description below, and you can help us make the content that you want to see. Now, before you go, check out this video up here. It's a great one. Oh, and this one down here, I personally love that one, so definitely check it out.